Hey there! I'm here to share 3 incredibly simple steps that you can use to start forming your own routine of self-care. These are the same steps that I share with my clients, and this is how I start them out and in their own personal routine of self-care as we work together. My name is Christy Daniels, and I'm a personal empowerment coach. I specialize in working with self-employed women who struggle with earning their worth, struggle with self-doubt, and struggle with marketing. And I help them transform that so that they double their income, so that they stand confidently in themselves, both in their life and in their business, and learn to have enthusiasm and excitement for marketing themselves. And I think that these practices can be really done by anybody. And so I hope that you'll find them useful. One of the things that I learned to provide context for self-care, I learned this recently, and I've been doing this work for years. I did not realize how much of a debt we owe to early Black feminists and activists. And I didn't realize that the roots of self-care as we know it today really go back to have their early beginnings in the practices that were advocated um, by people like Audre Lorde, um, in the writings of like bell hooks. That these were practices that were given to Black feminists, and they fortified them to really live through, honor who they were, as well as continue despite very difficult circumstances. And so I really want to um, express my gratitude for those roots, and that we are able today to have more of an open conversation about self-care and about how important it is. I have a quote for you to start to introduce, and this is from Bell Hooks. She is an author, a feminist, and a social activist. And she says, "When we can see ourselves as true as we truly are, and accept ourselves, then we build the necessary foundation for self-love." And that is exactly what I do with my clients. The foundation of the work that we do together is all about nourishing the mind, the body, and the spirit. And we do that through an exploration of self-discovery and deep fulfillment. And so that quote really resonated with me. And I just wanted to kind of throw that out there as part of the framing for the context of why self-care is so important. And that these steps are really forming the foundation of self-love, which is what I think we need more of, so that we can actually extend more of that out into creating a more loving and compassionate world around us. So step number 1 I want to share with you is, like I said, they're all incredibly simple, but sometimes we need reminders and actually to put them in practice. So the first thing is water. And it's drinking the recommended amount for your body weight. This is every day. It's a non-negotiable. It's something that will uh, hydrate you and your body and keep things flowing, keep your body in the place where it is not dry and withering and taking the moisture from other areas of your body. It keeps things going, and also helps you cleanse and let go of the things, the toxins that are not needed and can become such a challenge for us if they accumulate in the body. Step number 2 is, when you're doing any kind of like transformational work, um, using mind-body tools to transform beliefs, approaches, really deep inner self-work, or work in conjunction with someone else, like an energy practitioner. And in my practice, I use emotional freedom technique, EFT, a lot. And so anytime you're doing that, it's incredibly helpful to do a 10-minute Shavasana. So here's my prop for this one. Shavasana being the corpse pose from yoga, the pose that you do at the very end of a yoga sequence. And it's this corpse pose will help you give your body time to integrate, to acclimate to the changes that you've initiated by doing tapping or by doing some other mind-body tool and technique. So the recommendation that I have for my clients is after we do a session, they do 10 minutes of Shavasana, laying down completely horizontal, not doing anything else, no phones or anything like that. And just allowing themselves with the most gentleness and compassion to have space and time to integrate. This is something that if you're practicing tapping on a daily basis, is very important for you to be doing on a daily basis, to give your body the time to do its adjustments. I can tell you that in my practice, that I've seen that when we don't do these gentle self-care things, that change comes, but it comes with a harsh edge to it. There's no need for it to be like that when we can allow ourselves a gentle space and time to ease that integration into our lives. And then the third thing that I have as a cornerstone here as a practice would be Epsom salt. And I get a couple of, I recommend an Epsom salt foot bath for about 20 minutes, a couple of times a week. I get this is actually a kitty litter bin that I got at the local store, but I have a bin that I use. I fill it with hot water, some Epsom salt, swirl it around so it dissolves, and then I put my feet in it for 20 minutes. That's what I recommend for my clients to do 2 or 3 times a week. So as I said in the beginning, these are really simple practices, but they'll make a world of difference. The Epsom salt helps make sure your body has magnesium. It helps eliminate toxins. You do that through your feet, or you can in this process, you're doing it through your feet. And you're just easing things for your body to make it an easier process and really treat yourself with gentleness and with compassion. So I want to leave you with a quote from Audre Lorde, the Black feminist activist and theorist. And she says, caring for myself is not self-indulgent. It is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. So if you know me, you know that it's not just about personal empowerment for me. This is about a collective shift for women to rise up, to really integrate and accept the wholeness, the fullness of who we are as women, to share more of ourselves with the world, to create a more compassionate and loving shift that we know in our heart of hearts our world is calling for, and to step up and to do our part for activating that shift, whatever our part is, so that everybody is being extended love, compassion, care, and respect. And that starts by doing those things for ourselves. And you'll be amazed by how extending more love, compassion, care, and respect for yourself on a day-to-day basis, such as through a regular self-care practice, you actually will call forward more more respect, more love, more compassion from the people around you. That will be your new expectation, your new level of non-negotiable. And it also will help you learn who values and respects you and who doesn't. And that helps inform your choices going forward. So lots of benefits here. The real important thing is just for you to take this, the water, the Shavasana, and the Epsom salts, and start today by instituting this as a regular self-care practice for you. All right, I will see you next time.